Good morning. Welcome in. It is Tuesday, May 14th, and this is SimWorld today. I'm Marsh, joined this Tuesday for an audio only version of SimWorld today by B-Ron. Good morning, B-Ron. How are you?
Hey Marsh, I'm doing good, man. Look, it's always good to be here with you on SimWorld today, talking the world of sports, world of SimWorld, and I'm excited to get into this thing, man. Let's do it.
Plenty happened as the Celtics take a 3-1 series lead last night. That's where we'll start. They go up 3-1 over the Cavs. The Cavs without Donovan Mitchell, a late scratch in that one. They still managed to hang around in this one. They looked like it was going down early, down by 7, ended up sticking within this thing, double figures by the fourth, but they hang around, but ultimately it's just simply not enough as the Celtics get a massive win to go up 3-1, though a win beyond that, at least to me, does not inspire confidence in the Celtics' future.
Um, yeah, without Donovan Mitchell, I could definitely see that thought process definitely crossing some people's minds. They are up 3-1 now though, so one more game will do it. You just gotta find a way to get it done tomorrow when they play. So we'll see if they can do it. Uh I I don't know if I'm as concerned as you are, just because they're already up 3-1 and you just need one more
I'm
game
not
to
concerned
put it
about
away.
this series. It's in
Oh, okay.
general.
In
You
general,
needed
okay, gotcha.
44 minutes and 11 of 25 shooting from Jason Tatum to get past Donovan or a Donovan Mitchell less team. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Okay. I see what you're saying. More of the future than this series. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
In that case, then yeah, I see what you're saying. I agree.
look, the Celtics, the series is 3-1. It's about all decided as it's going to get, which is fine. I mean, that's way of the game, right? Go 3-1.
hmm
I don't think there's much to break down when Cleveland they had a great game from Darius Garland after a
Darius
slow
Garland, yeah.
start. Paris LeVert was really good. Max Strus was really good. But the fact that if I'm Boston and I'm looking at this game and I'm saying I've got to win against a Cleveland team without Donovan Mitchell, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do 44 minutes from Tatum, and he's going to stink, 11 to 25. I'm going to do 43 minutes of Drew Holiday. He was fine. And I'm going to do 34 minutes of Jaylen Brown, who was 9 to 15, was good. And then my bench is going to be Sam Hauser, Luke Cornett, and Peyton Pritchard. That's the most unintimidating three-man rotation off the bench in the entire league. I
Yeah.
I get that the Celtics starting five is awesome, and I get that they're missing Kristaps Porzingis. But I didn't watch that game last time. Be like, this is a future NBA or SWBA champion. I didn't. That never crossed my mind.
The win didn't inspire confidence in you, is basically what
No,
what
it,
you're
it made me
saying.
believe what we believed all season long. It's their game two stinker against Cleveland. Their game two stinker against Miami. I mean, they're probably going to go up against Indiana unless the Knicks somehow put Humpty Dumpty back together again.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to beat them in 5 or 6 games because the Pacers are a flawed young basketball team. This, I watch the Western Conference and it's just better basketball than what we see consistently out of the Celtics. And last night, again, you need Tatum in a 7 point game is +6. Where's your MVP, man? Where is the MVP caliber version of him? Because it certainly didn't show up last night.
Yeah, no, look, I definitely I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. And if I'm the Celtics, yeah, I would be concerned going forward because you have a game like this, and like you said, it makes you wonder, wh- where is where is the consistency? Where's the dominance that we need to show
Hmm.
to convince everyone in the Eastern Conference or who, or wherever else, that we're a legitimate threat to the Western Conference.
And what look to the other side, and we'll switch to the other side briefly. But if you look to the other side, what did the Thunder do in the opening round? They didn't play with their food against the Pelicans. They beat the dang snot out of them.
Yeah.
The Nuggets didn't play with their food with the Lakers and go to 6 games because they missed a couple. They the Lakers were a good basketball team, and they took care of business in the second half. The Celtics just don't do that. They need to get punched in the mouth before they're like, oh man, I forgot we have to show up for this one. And if
Yeah,
your
if
if your championship relies on Porzingis being healthy, good luck.
yeah, if I say it a lot, and I think I just one of those times where I'm gonna say it again here. If you're a top team, like you said, Mario, you should beat the teams you're supposed to beat. And but and make it convincing too. Don't make us worry about it.
No.
Uh,
And
and that's what the Celtics should be doing in this series too. Just like the first round series, they should try and find ways to beat teams comfortably and not make you worry about it. This
indeed they
should this
should.
should be this should be a 4-0 series. It should be 3-1.
You would think with 64 wins. Let's head to the other side where it is now a 2-2 series because Oklahoma City storms back in the second half despite shooting an abysmal 7 of 27 from deep last night. They rally back in a rock fight, if you're generous, 196 win over the Mavericks on the road, even this series. And you want to talk about a guy that looked like a superstar. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, bucket getter at every step of this basketball game. 34 points. That's a game high. That leads the Thunder to a 2-2 series lead, and the top seeds headed back home. Best of three. Two of them going to be in Oklahoma City.
Man, this is gonna be a really fun finish to this series, Marsh. We've gotten some great games from this one. You know, 9 point win in game two, the 4 point win in game three, and tonight, or last night rather, few points separating the game, and this is so fun. And SGA, he really looks like he probably could have won MVP this season instead of Jokic.
Let's not
Um
start that, Shaq. Let's not start that now, Shaq.
I won't go there with you. I won't go there with you this morning. But he he did what he's supposed to do. Top star in his team, led the way to victory. And he got some help from other players on the team too. Dort pitched in, Holmgren pitched in as well. So did Williams, man. This is a good OKC team and a good Mavericks team. This is a balanced series right here, and I'm excited to see how the rest of it goes.
Yeah, here's I think I've talked to you about this before, but you always look for the outliers. What's the outlier of this game? And if I'm the Thunder, I'm counting my stars. If I'm the Mavericks, I'm kicking myself because I had a chance to survive a 6 for 20 Luka Doncic and a 4 for 11 Kyrie Irving night because PJ Washington continues to shoot lights out. He goes 5 of 11 from deep. Derrick Jones Jr. goes 7 of 12, the beneficiary of a number of lobs. I thought inside Lively and Gafford were incredibly impactful. And you have continued to hold Jalen Williams one, I guess, in check. He goes 5 of 19. He has not looked comfortable in this series. And if you're Dallas, you're saying I'm going to get a combined 10 made shots from my two stars, and I'm going to have a chance to win this in the fourth quarter, I'm going to be ecstatic. But I don't know how much longer. One, Luka Doncic is going to hold up. He's going to play all 7, 6, 5 games. Well, it won't be five, but 6 games of this
Yeah.
series. It's not a matter of that, but he looks rough. Kyrie was the size of the defenders for Oklahoma City, really held him in check. How much longer is this PJ Washington thing going to keep going? Because eventually shooters stop shooting, right? And if that's the case, I start to get a little nervous about that because last night you just watch the close of that game and it's like it's Luka and then it's Kyrie. It's Luka, then it's Kyrie. On the flip side, if I'm Oklahoma City, I need more out of Jalen Williams. He has really struggled in this series, and they're doing their own Shea to J-Dub type of approach. Shea's living up to it. Jalen Williams is
Yeah.
not. That they'll need more from him if they intend to win this series. And just in general, they're just I wouldn't expect them to shoot 26% from the floor, a team that I think was number one during the regular season. That'll turn around.
Yeah, exactly. Those things will turn around. And you mentioned Luka and Kyrie struggling in this game in particular. These things are unfortunately gonna happen, and that's kind of the nature of the game, really. You're not gonna have games where you're on all the time, but in the playoffs, you kind of expect it to be. You expect that to be the case because that's where you need your guys more so to step up and play like their normal or even plus 10 better self. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
it just it didn't happen last night for the Mavericks, and that's something that somehow thanks to PJ Washington playing the way that he is, like you said, able to hang around in the game. If they could have got a little bit more from Luka or Kyrie, it could have been a different kind of night entirely for
Sure could
them.
have.
But you know, it's I my my brain's having a hard time putting the words together this morning, Marsh. But it is a little bit not concerning necessarily, but everybody's hurt. Everybody's playing hurt, a little banged up come the playoff time. And unfortunately, all of that also kind of comes to a head. And we're seeing it with the Knicks series too. They got guys that are banged up and they're struggling to get through that one. So, who else can you call on really at this point in
Hmm.
time?
All right, no analysis, only a pick. No analysis, only a pick. Tonight's games: Indiana, New York, Minnesota, Denver. Who do you got?
I'll take Minnesota and Indy.
All right, I don't think the Nuggets are losing at home for a third time, so I'll go Denver, Indiana. All right, let's swap over. SimWorld Prep, our reigning player of the week, Jarrell Beauchamp, um, along with Damian Luffy, both head overseas, American-based players. They do the reverse of the Cole Webb, which very fascinating, especially in Cole Webb's former team. They've both been playing really well overseas, and they've both increased their stock on the SimWorld U landscape. My question, does them going overseas, do you think that potentially leads to more top recruits following suit?
I definitely think it does. Yeah, especially if if their home region teams in some cases are a little crowded, or they feel like they might not get the shine that they want in those places. They definitely could go to Oceania, a Europe, as Atlantis, and play well over there, and get their rep that way, and then come back over the next season if they wanted to, if they were able to do that, and play for again their region team, state team in some case, whatever it may be. So I definitely think that this could inspire a lot of the top recruits to do that.
Well, Beauchamp out of Nevada, Luffy out of Washington. Beauchamp, I mean, you can tell me that Rocky Mountain couldn't have used his type of skill set, although they have a very crowded guard rotation. Luffy, Seattle, excuse me, a Battleground Washington native, so you're looking at like a Cascadia or Raining Trace.
Yeah,
I think you make a valid point. There can be some crowded backcourts, there can be some crowded front courts, there can be some crowded rosters. I think the fact that there's an option is positive. At the same time, I think that this is a missed opportunity and I think this is the same for international coaches when international talent at this level leaves for other C's and
yeah,
other opportunities. It's a miss by the head coach, right? It's a miss by the local scouts to say, hey, we didn't think that Jarrell Beauchamp could be this guy. And again, I get that Rocky Mountain had a number of top guards already on this rotation, but you're telling me Showtime couldn't use another piece? I mean, you're telling me, insert, I don't know. Lone Star's pretty good, but I'm just trying to think of teams out in the Midwest
yeah.
region that could have used it.
Heartland maybe.
Yeah, yeah. But again, there's good players out there. I'm not
Yeah,
dismissing that, which is the challenge, right? Because you're looking at, oh well, why wouldn't you send him, or why wouldn't you go to, I don't know, Lakeshore Drive where you've got Norman Nations, right? So you're right. There's a lot of talent. I think it's a great avenue, but I would love to see a little bit more development of the international talent, which I think we've seen.
we
SimWorld
have
Europe has
had.
been
Boom.
phenomenal. I think that the what Coach Kusa, I will continue to say this. I said this months ago when they were 500 and people thought I was a fool for saying it. Tomas Kusa has been the coach of the year with what he's done for SimWorld Atlantis. He has developed a almost completely international team outside of Keontae Smith. It's been an incredibly impressive job by him. Um,
Hmm.
I think it's good that it's an option. Uh, it's obviously a difficult financial move for a lot of teams, but I think it's good that it's an option. Are we going to see more of it? I don't know that that's necessarily going to be the case, but I think it's great that it continues to be a choice for many of the top players. All right, that is our show here on the 14th. We'll be back tomorrow morning breaking down more playoff action in the association. We're also going to be breaking down a pair of games, or at least recapping a pair of games on national SimWorld TV. Queen City Kings Southeast Select at 8 in our game of the week this week. Rocky Mountain and Bay Area, 3 others on local broadcasts that we'll recap. So all sorts of fun coming up tomorrow morning. B-Ron, thank you for tuning, or thank you for joining us. Thank you all
Yeah,
for
of course.
tuning in here on SimWorld TV. We will chat with you tomorrow morning, bright, early in the morning. We'll talk to you then on SimWorld TV, the only place you can see the game, be the game.